could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, heard it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody.
What up, what up, what up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everyone doing out there? Thank you for joining me for another show. Listen, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Listen, I go live every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. or about there. Sometimes I'm running a little late. I apologize. But yeah, every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m., I go live. I usually have a topic that I want to discuss. I make a thumbnail for it, do all that hot jazz. But usually we get to talking Dolphins football, and before you know it, we're going in a million different directions, which I absolutely love. I love every moment that I get to talk with the dedicated people that come out and watch the show on a daily basis. I look forward to it each and every day. It brings me great joy, and I don't want to lose that for nothing. But at the same time, I would still like to be able to get some of the info I have planned for the group and for this channel out to the people. So I've decided that I'm going to try to, when time allows me to make a little pre-video that people can hopefully watch ahead of the show. And then when we go live, we can discuss the video and whatever other topics are on the minds of the Miami Dolphins fan, the community, and we can go from there. But I thought this might be a nice touch, a good pathway to trying something new. So we're gonna try this out and see how it works. Maybe we go back to the other way, but as of right now, I'm gonna try a couple episodes doing this. Again, I'm gonna still be live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, but hopefully everyone gets an opportunity to watch this show beforehand, and we can talk about it on tomorrow's show. So, without further ado, like you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to be discussing some offensive guards the Miami Dolphins could target in the 2025 draft. Now, these are guys that are strictly guards. They're not tackles that could play guard. They're not the Will Campbells of the world. They're not the the Banks of the world. These are strictly guards. Guards. They're not tackles, they're guards. These aren't first round guys neither. Could one sneak up into the first round? Sure. These are guys that we can maybe target a little bit later in the draft. They can still come in, help this team win immediately, could hopefully start immediately. And if they can't start immediately, hopefully if they're needed to come in, they could do a good job and hopefully gain some experience and hopefully keep the job moving forward. But I believe each and every one of these people are an upgrade over Liam Eichenberg. And right now, the way the Miami Dolphins offensive line is looking, Liam Eichenberg is a starter. Right now, they got Liam Eichenberg as a starter. Now, do I hope that the Miami Dolphins are going to make some more moves in free agency? Yes. Do I hope they target someone in the draft? Absolutely. But I think with the holes that we have along the defensive line, the defensive line and holes that we have in the secondary, they might not address the offensive line till the third round or after. So I wanted to talk about a few guys that maybe not everybody's heard of. Of course, you've heard of the top guys. You've heard of the Membus, the Tyler Bookers, but maybe you haven't heard some of these guys. I wanted to go over a couple of them, guys. I think they could step in immediately and be starters, or with a little bit of coaching, can definitely be starters in the near future. Guys that can definitely be starters in the near future. So first on the list, I got Luke Kandra, Cincinnati Bearcats. Now, these guys are not in any particular order. They're not in any particular order. One could be going in the third round, one could be going in the seventh, and then the next one could be going in the fourth. So no particular order. Luke Kandra is 6'5", 319 pounds, strictly guard. Like I said, these guys are guards. He had a 4.9 40 time, which is really good. Pass blocking grades, he had a 78%, run blocking 75. So good. Overall rating an 83 out of 100. He's projected to go in the fifth, sometime in the fifth round. Some of his strengths, he's a great drive blocker who plays with controlled violence. He finishes through the whistle. He's constantly turning defenders' shoulders and creating massive running lanes. Listen, that's what this offensive line has been missing. That's what our running backs have been missing. Too many times there's no holes for Devon Achane in the run through. That's why he's got to turn it to the outside. Brick wall pass protector who surrendered just 1 sack in 24 games, showing textbook hand placement and sturdy anchor against power rushers. Listen, if guys are technically sound, it makes their job that much easier. It just makes their job that much easier. He's explosive out of his stance. He's got quick footwork that allows him to reach difficult blocking angles, particularly effective climbing to the second level targets. That's big in the running scheme that Mike McDaniel uses. You got to be able to get out in front. You got to be able to get to them second level of defenders and be able to put hands on them. Doing that creates big runs. When your offensive line can get to that second level of defenders, that's what creates big runs, because then your running backs only got to beat safeties and corners, who lots of times aren't willing tacklers. Which lots of times aren't willing tacklers. And by that time, running backs are getting their speed up and usually can make a move on defenders, that third level of defender, and can make them miss. So that's big. This guy is an Iron Man. He's got Iron Man durability. He played 895 snaps in 2023 alone, showing no drop off in intensity or technique deep into games. So he doesn't make it to the fourth quarter and then his game falls off. He keeps going and going and going and going. What else? He's got great football intelligence. It jumps off the screen. He constantly identifies stunts and pre-snap communication adjustments by the defense. He picks up delayed blitzers without hesitation. He's just a football player. A meat and potatoes football player that can do it all. Some of the guy's weaknesses: despite solid testing numbers, he occasionally struggles to redirect against quicker three techniques. So, I mean, a little bit quicker defenders, he struggles with a little bit. His hand placement can drift outside defenders' frames sometimes, which can cause holding penalties. He's got limited experience outside of right guard, which sucks. You can't use him at left guard per se. You can't stick him in at center when there's an injury. He's strictly a right guard, so his versatility isn't the best. He occasionally loses patience against crafty rush counters, lunging forward and compromising his base and extended pass protection reps. I mean, these guys aren't gonna be perfect. His tape shows a player that's best suited for a zone blocking scheme where his movement skills shine. If you go back and watch some of his tape, the Arizona State game highlights his ability to reach defenders and transition to the second level with great fluidity, which is rare for a 318-pound guy. His time speed translates well to his game. I really like Luke Kendra a lot. I think he can come in and be an upgrade this offensive line from where it was last year. I really do. I think he can come in day one and be an upgrade and take away Liam Eichenberg. Hopefully get Liam Eichenberg cut. And I wouldn't mind seeing us take a couple of these guys. There's no reason that we can't draft a couple of these guys. You take one in the fourth and one in the sixth round. Why not? Why not? Because to be honest, you don't know what you're getting with James Daniels. You want to hope that he's gonna come back healthy. You want to hope that he's going to come back healthy, but you don't know. You don't know for sure. So I would definitely, I'm hoping that they bring in another veteran. I'd like to see him bring in at least one more veteran. But I think that drafting two of these guys, and we're going to go on with the list, but drafting two of these guys would be absolutely awesome. Check out Luke Kendra when you get a chance. check out the tape on the guy. Next on the list, I got Clay Webb, Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State, Clay Webb. Now, Clay Webb, hold on one second. He's a 6'3", 312-pound offensive guard. This guy, he played for Georgia. I know you see Jacksonville State, and that might worry you because it's a smaller school, but this guy played for Georgia. He was just stuck. He was stuck on the depth chart. You know what I mean? Georgia has had some of the best talented players in the whole country. So it's not crazy that a player gets stuck on the depth chart. He wanted to go somewhere and play. He found Jacksonville State. He's a left guard. He ran the 40 and 5.1. When we talked about Luke Kendra's overall blocking grades, he had a 79 and a 78 pass blocking, run blocking, respectively. Clay Webb got a passing block grade of 87%. He's got a run blocking grade of 94%. 94%. Clay Webb is projected to be a 6th-round pick. Projected to be a 6th-round pick, and really it has a lot to do with his height. He's only 6'3", so he's a little bit undersized for a guard. Some of Clay Webb's strengths. He possesses exceptional core strength that anchors his entire game. Defenders struggle to knock him off balance even when they have leverage advantages. He's a nasty finisher who accelerates through contact in the run game, creating consistent vertical movement that collapses defensive fronts. He blows up the defensive front. He blows it up. He creates holes. He's that dog. He's that dog. He's a nasty finisher. He's trying to bury you into the turf. He shows impressive Spartal awareness climbing to the second level, arrives with balanced feet and rarely whiffs on moving targets. So that means he gets out to that second level, and, a linebacker might try to sidestep him. A safety might try to sidestep him so they can go around him. He doesn't miss because he's bigger. He makes sure he gets hands on a defender. He makes sure he gets his hands on the defender to make the block. He takes some second level defenders out of the play. If Clay Webb gets his hands on you, you're not making the tackle on the running back. You're not making the tackle. He's got a wrestling background. I really like when guards, offensive linemen have wrestling background. It just does something with their balance, their hand placement. I find it helps guards an awful lot. His wrestling background shows up in leverage battles. He consistently gets lower than his opponent at the point of attack. He demonstrates excellent body control, maintaining blocks for the whistle, displays smooth lateral movement and zone concepts. Again, perfect match for what Mike McDaniel does. Creates running lanes by getting defenders moving horizontally. Clay Webb, 6th round. Projected to be the 6th round. And, it's crazy because, they're talking about Will Campbell dropping in the draft and not being an offensive tackle because his arms are 2 inches short or an inch short of what they like. It's crazy how people can drop so far in the draft over an inch. You know what I mean? Weaknesses: he lacks the ideal size and length profile for an NFL interior lineman. He will struggle with longer arm defenders who can get into his chest first. NFL caliber bull rushers will challenge his anchor despite core strength. Base narrows when he gets walked back. Hand timing can be late against quick twitch defenders, allowing them to get into his frame before he can punch. Sometimes his pad level rises through extended engagements, particularly when forced to sustain blocks for a long period of time. But I feel like all those things are things that can be fixed. They can be fixed, and he can work on them and get better at. He can definitely get better at all those things. Clay Webb, Jacksonville State, another great option for the Miami Dolphins. In the 6th round, listen, that's a steal for you. That's a steal. In a pinch, I believe he can come in and start for you. In a pinch, I think he can come in and start. Next on the list, I got Dylan Fairchild, guard, University of Georgia. Dylan Fairchild, University of Georgia. Now, he's a little bit higher ranked than the other two guys. Dylan Fairchild. So maybe you got to use a little bit earlier draft pick on him. Dylan Fairchild, the 6'5", 318 pounds. Like I said, University of Georgia. He played left tackle at Georgia, but can play all their positions. He ran the 40 in 5.2 seconds. His blocking grades were pass blocking. He was 93%, run blocking 77%. Another guy with exceptional wrestling background. I just spoke on how I like that wrestlers I feel like they play the guard position better. His wrestling background translates directly to his anchor ability, consistently winning leverage battles and maintaining positions through sustained contact and pass protection sets. He displays advanced awareness when climbing to the second level, timing the releases perfectly and adjusting his path and stride. Sorry, let me take a sip of drink. His wrestling background helps his hand placement. It shines in pass protection, delivering precise strikes to defenders' chest plates while maintaining active feet and proper base width. Another guy brings controlled violence to every block, running his feet through contact and finishing with authority without sacrificing technical discipline or balance. Shows impressive mobility on screens and poles, maintaining proper depth relationship with the ball carrier while smoothly redirecting in space to pick off targets. He gets out in front and he's like that heat-seeking missile. He keeps the proper distance in front of the running back, stays out the running back's lanes, but like a heat-seeking missile, he's zoning in on what defender he's supposed to take out the play. Possesses defensive front movement, officially pre-snap, making decisive adjustments and communicating threats to his linemen without hesitation or confusion. That's that good football IQ. He recognizes blitz. He recognizes the stunts. He recognizes the different formations that defenses are trying to throw at him. He's able to point out to his teammates, hey, look, this is the guy that you're going to be responsible for. So the rest of the line's not getting confused. Some of his weaknesses, he's got limited experience against complex pressure packages, sometimes leads to delayed recognition of late moving defenders and exotic big blitz concepts in obvious passing situations. That's something that can be taught, though. Occasionally loses patience against craftier interior rushers, lunging forward and compromising his base when defenders don't immediately declare their rush. He's just so eager to hit somebody. You know what I mean? He's so eager that it's hard for him to wait. Must improve consistently maintaining inside hand position against skilled defensive tackles who excel at knocking down offensive linemen's punch timing. Sometimes lets his natural aggression work against him, overextending to land the first punch and leaving himself vulnerable to quick swing moves. Again, that's him being too eager to hit somebody. He's out there to hit somebody. Again, if he can just have a little bit more patience. A little bit more patience. And again, that is not something that can't be taught to him. That can be taught to this guy. I really think his weaknesses can be taken care of in a training camp. In a training camp. I think Dylan Fairchild is a day one starter. And I think Dylan Fairchild can be, you can get him in the 4th round. I think Dylan Fairchild can be gotten in the 4th round. Fourth round, Dylan Fairchild is a steal. Day one starter. A day one starter for the Miami Dolphins. An instant upgrade. You got him. You got Daniels. This offensive line is looking really good. Again, I would love us to still bring in a veteran, another veteran. I'd really love to see us bring in another veteran. I think that would be huge for us. Who would you like to see us bring in? If you could pick one veteran, who would you like to see us bring in? I mean, I really liked Mekhi Becton. I'm really sad that we let him get signed for $10 million. But it is what it is. You can't cry over spilt milk. He's gone. There's a couple guys that you can still bring in, though. Zietler, I think he'd be I think we could get him at a decent price. I really do. I think we could get him at a decent price. I think he could come in and help us immediately. I think he'd be a nice piece for us. And then last but not least, well, maybe least, he's probably the lowest rated one I got. But I still think he'd come in and help this team immediately. We got Willie Lampkin, offensive guard, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. North Carolina, come on, raise up. Willie Lampkin, North Carolina. Now this is where I get worried. Willie Lampkin is only 5'11", 290 pounds. That is super small for a guard. That's super light for a guard, and he's giving up 5-6 inches height wise for a guard. Very undersized guard. He is definitely an undersized guard. He can play guard or center, which is a positive. He ran the 40 in 5.2. 32-inch arms, so he's got decent sized arms. So the arm shouldn't be a problem. But listen, his pass blocker rating 94%. His run block rating 90%. You know, sometimes people don't meet the criteria of what prototypical defensive tackles, prototypical any position. Sometimes people just don't meet up to those standards. But that doesn't mean you can't be a phenomenal player. I mean, were they great players? They weren't overly great players, but look at like Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues. The fact that these guys were so small and still made it to the NBA, you know what I mean? To be some of the greatest players in the world. It does happen. It does happen. You don't always gotta be the prototypical size. Look at Drew Brees at the quarterback position, or Doug Flutie, or you know what I mean? Not everybody's gotta be prototypical size. Willie Lampkin, I think, can come in and help us immediately. He's projected as a 6th round pick, so you can get him late in the draft. You can get him late. He has a uncanny natural leverage, which allows him to consistently win the battle at the point of attack. People have trouble getting under his pads because of his size. Despite severe size disadvantage against much larger defenders. Uncanny natural leverage advantage allows him to constantly win the battle at the point of attack despite severe size disadvantages. He's got an explosive first step and hand placement. Timing create immediate advantages. He's often 2 moves ahead while defenders are still processing the snap. Footwork borders on artistry. Maintains wide base with short, choppy adjustment steps that make him nearly impossible to shed once engaged. Possesses jaw-dropping grip strength that transforms initial contact into sustained control, routinely finishing blocks with defenders unable to disengage. Once he gets his hands on you, it's a wrap. Once Willie Lampkin gets his hands on you, it's over. 3-position versatility with significant starting experience at left guard, right guard, and at center. Play multiple positions, which is always awesome. Another guy with wrestling background that manifests in the perfect weight distribution and hand fighting techniques that neutralize stronger opponents. Shows rare awareness in picking up stunts, twists, blitzes. Possesses defensive line games faster than anyone in the class. Acceleration, the second level, is sudden and violent. Closes ground like a heat-seeking missile when pulling or climbing to linebackers. Listen, I just said something about heat-seeking missiles, right? I just said something about heat-seeking missiles. This guy is that. I don't care that he's undersized. That's why he's falling so low in the draft. If this guy was 6'4" and 325 pounds, he'd be a first-round draft pick. The guy would be a first-round draft pick. Don't get fooled. Don't let his size intimidate you from drafting him. Weaknesses, frame falls so far outside of NFL perimeters that some teams will eliminate him regardless of tape quality and athletic testing. That's a joke. That's a joke. You sit there and watch this guy play phenomenal against the league's, against college's best defenders, and you're going to take him off his board because he's too short to ride this ride. Like, come on. Length limitations occasionally emerge against defenders with superior reach who can establish first contact before he does. Lacks the mass to consistently drive block NFL defensive tackles vertically off the line of scrimmage in power run schemes. So, yeah, I mean, if you got a big, huge defensive tackle, he might struggle against them. But defenders along the offensive line, the defensive line, are becoming more and more athletic than they are big. Straight line speed limitations reduce effectiveness on extended pulls. But he still gets to the second level, like they said, like a heat-seeking missile. Can get pulled forward when unable to establish initial leverage, creating occasional balance issues and pass protection. Listen, they say that he should be at least a day 2 pick. He might fall to day 3 because of the size thing. Listen, if I was the Miami Dolphins, I would 100% take a chance on this guy in the 6th round. If Willie Lampkin's there in the 6th round, I am jumping all over that. I'm jumping all over that. But yeah, that's a short list of guys that we can look forward to be available in the later rounds of the draft that we don't have to use our 1st or 2nd or our 3rd round pick on. If you get time, look them up. Take a look at some of their film. So hopefully we can discuss it and go back and forth and let me know what you think. I look forward to the discussion on it. Next, I'm probably going to look at defensive tackles. And let me know what you think of this setup. Let me know if you think this is a good idea where I bust out the quick video. This video is a little bit longer, obviously. Sorry about that. I'll try to shorten them down a little bit. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to get out of here. This video is already too long. But yeah, let me know what y'all think of this concept I'm trying to do. If you think it's a good idea to make the video, the shorter video ahead of time so we can discuss it the next day. I'm able to get you more information. We wouldn't have typically got through all this information I just threw at you. Or if you think this is boring, let me know so I can make your experience that much better. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you get to see this before 10 a.m. tomorrow. If not, you're going to have some catching up to do. But until then, I love y'all. Peace out. And
try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Bloody hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, oh! You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing